Poison in the Colony, Jamestown, 1622. Chapter 7. April 1619. Bermuda Eason, that is no way to bait a fish hook. I snatched the hook and the wiggler from him and stabbed the wiggler firmly onto the hook. Bermuda grimaces. His sandy blonde curls stick out from under his cap. You're worse than my little sister, I say, and hand the hook back to him. He casts it into the river. Mum says I better catch something today, Bermuda mumbles. Our corn is almost gone. Ours too, I say. The natives call March the hungry month, but for us, sometimes April is even hungrier as we wait for the first spring ships to arrive with new stores. We are at our favorite fishing spot at Glass House Point, where the land juts out into the river and the water ripples by, making a swishing sound. There is a lightness to the day. We are officially done with 2 years of Captain Argall as our governor. He will go back to England on the first supply ship to stand trial for many accusations by colonists against him. Our new governor, once again, is Sir George Yeardley, who has always been a fair man. A great blue heron lands on a rock nearby, then, standing on one leg, looks at us. We're not sharing with you, Bermuda tells the bird. And with that, the herring flies off. Want to skip rocks? Bermuda asks. Sure, I say. We can hold our fishing sticks with one hand and throw with the other. It makes sense that Bermuda and I would be friends. We were both born in the New World when it was first being settled by the English. Bermuda was born on the island he was named after when his ship was marooned there in 1609. He's a little younger than I, though sometimes he seems a lot younger. Maybe it's true what my mother says whenever I'm too bossy, that I am approaching my teen years faster than the other girls my age. Also, Bermuda and I are both children of commoners, but our parents are well respected because they have been here for so long. They are among the group called the Ancients, even though my mother is only 25 and my father is in his 30s. Bermuda sends a flat rock skimming across the water, ending in a staccato of tiny skips. Ha! 14! Bermuda grins, proud of himself. How could you even count those? They were so fast, I say. But it is clear he has won the contest. I have only been able to get 6 skips, no matter how perfect a skipping rock I find. It's about the only thing Bermuda does better than I do, which is why he always wants to play. Suddenly, there are rocks plopping into the water, rocks neither Bermuda nor I have thrown. I turn toward the trees to see where they are coming from, and one hits me squarely in the forehead. Ha! I cry. There is blood on my hand when I touch my face. Charles, get yourself gone, Bermuda shouts. He aims a large rock and throws it hard. I see the back of Charles' waistcoat as he scrambles off between the trees. That stupid boy, Bermuda says. He peers at my face. It's not bleeding very much. I'll be fine, I say. It feels good to have Bermuda sticking up for me. I wish he would figure out it was his sickness that killed his mother, not anything your mum did, Bermuda says. I wish he'd moved to one of the plantations, I say. Bermuda's hands me my fishing stick, which I dropped when I got hit. I'll race you home after we catch our fish, I say. He rolls his eyes. Nobody beats me in a foot race, not even the other children who arrive from Europe. But we don't race home. We walk back. As the sun dips behind the trees, knowing our mothers will want us for chores, and knowing they will be disappointed that we didn't catch anything. As we pass the old glass house, Bermuda insists on looking inside. Sometimes this is where the Germans and the Polish craftsmen come to sit and drink their ale. But there is no one here today. All is quiet, with only the ghost of the men who worked here when the colony first began, and glassmaking was one of the industries. Can't you just see it? Bermuda asked, his voice full of wonder. A fire in the furnace so hot it melts sand? Me running back and forth? More wood, Bermuda! More wood, I say. My boss is yelling at me. Blow the bellows, Bermuda. Keep that fire hot. He pretends to pump a large bellows. Then, when I am older, they'll teach me to make glass. I'll have a long rod and the melted glass, and I'll blow and blow. He blows on his imaginary rod. Look, I've made a wine flask. Very nice, I say, playing along, seeing his clear green flask in my mind's eye. Bermuda is quiet, looking around at the dusty glass house, the tattered roof, the cold furnaces, the shards of broken glass on the floor. They'll start it up again someday, he says. I know they will. It's been almost 10 years since they've tried to make glass, I say. It didn't work. Why would they try again? He huffs at me. It didn't work. My da still has a drinking glass that was made here. You know what I mean. It didn't make enough money when they sold the glass in England. That's all the company cares about. Profits. Our colony is owned by the Virginia Company of London. Their main mission is to make a profit from Jamestown for their shareholders and investors, either from something we can find, like the gold they were first hoping for, or from something we can produce here to be sold in England. Bermuda frowns, and I suddenly feel bad for dashing his dreams. Maybe someday you can sail to England and become an apprentice to a glassblower there, I suggest. No, he says. I want to do it here. He marches ahead of me up the hill. I am tempted to continue arguing with him, but for his sake, I decide to keep my mouth shut. When we are almost to the fort, Cicely comes running to meet us. Jenny, I've been looking for you all over, she says. She's out of breath. Her blonde hair has strayed in wisps from her bonnet, and her cheeks are bright red. She is one of several girls of marriageable age who always wants to know where Samuel is. What has he said about them? What color eyes he likes in a girl, and all kinds of other silly questions that I could do without. What do you need, Cicely? I asked, bracing myself for yet another silly question. It's Samuel. His leg. He's asking for you. He says he's dying. She blurts it out. I toss my fishing stick to Bermuda. Where is he? I demand. At your cottage. I take off running.